don't hold on to them. Send them out. Send them out in an email. Maybe it's a monthly email. Maybe you have training days. Maybe you have a midweek rehearsal. That's a perfect time for you to equip and train your people. Now, you can equip your people as musicians, of course, but equipping and training your musicians should also, because we're worship leaders and we may be pastors in some contexts, equip and train our people in spiritual matters as well. That might look like doing a simple devotional every week on a Sunday, or during your midweek rehearsals, or sharing something online. If your accessibility to people is challenging, some places it is. I can tell you that for where I'm at in Katy, Texas, now what am I talking about? Practically means don't overcomplicate it. Do not make it this super convoluted thing that has to happen. One of the most effective ways that you can be as a leader is to be on time, punctual, and end early. That's the best way that you can lead. But not only that, if you walk into a culture like I did in the church that I'm at now, where rehearsal is 1 day a week for 45 minutes because your musicians are unbelievably talented and gifted, and they absolutely work hard throughout the week and apply themselves, which is fantastic. Now, are they perfect? No. Do they make mistakes? Of course. And culture has definitely changed, and there's been a lot of things that happened before I arrived here that have resulted in the culture that we have now. But some things have held over. And in that particular scenario, one of the things that I have to be effective at is being practical. And second of all, come prepared. It doesn't matter if you have a midweek rehearsal or you don't have a midweek rehearsal. Being prepared for Sunday is essential to success and essential for defining what excellence looks like in your culture. I'm in a season where excellence is always kind of on the front of our vision all the time, but it's something we don't achieve as consistently as I would like to. And it all starts from that basis foundation of show up prepared, because other people show up prepared. And if you don't show up prepared, then you, as the leader, are actually undermining the success of your team, as well as them feeling a lack of distrust towards you, because by you not being prepared and not knowing where a song is going or the direction it should be going or where it's coming from, frankly, just having it internalized inside of you, your team is going to feel just as lost as you are because you don't know your music and you're not prepared. Other things that you can do is creating processes for your church that are very practical. Maybe a one-stop shop kind of online hub through all kinds of different options out there. There are wikis, there's Notion, there's Obsidian, so many places that you could host a wealth of knowledge and training for your volunteers to access. That's something practical that you can do. If you're the kind of worship leader who has the time, maybe practicality looks like you actually giving lessons to your musicians, whether that's drumming lessons or guitar lessons or vocal lessons, practical things. It's all about resourcing your team, really, and doing so practically and not overthinking it and making it into this massive mess of a project, but turning it into the most simplest thing that you can. Because the reality is there's people like me, and there are people out there in the world who've created content like worship training, worship ministry training,